The Ebola crisis may not be making headlines anymore, but a local group is making sure people of West Africa know they haven't been forgotten.
The Minnesota African Task Force Against Ebola is holding a food drive to help the youngest of victims, the children. As Cassie Bonstone reports, many kids were orphaned by the deadly virus.
So you can see we're collecting.
Right now, there are a few dozen boxes of food stacked up in the storage area.
Boiled rice.
But if Robena Lewis-Vincent has her way, in just a few short weeks, it will be packed to the ceiling, ready to be sent to hungry children in West Africa.
The end goal is to collect 132,000 pounds worth of food.
Robena is leading the food drive efforts while her husband is stationed in England with the Air Force. She's a Liberian native who wants to give back to help the outbreak's smallest victims.
There's no one taking care of these kids. There's no one feeding them. They have been infected by this. They've lost their parents.
She's working with the Minnesota African Task Force Against Ebola to collect the food and ship it to Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Just to give you an idea of how much food the group wants to collect, they hope to fill 3 containers worth. Each container is about the size of that storage area behind me. Robena says there are 2,700 documented orphans in Liberia alone. After everything they've been through, she doesn't want them to be left hungry, too.
The children survive this. They're tough, they're resilient, and they have hope. And because of that hope, we will make sure that they're fed and they're taken care of.
The group kicked off their campaign with their first donation drive Saturday at the Brooklyn Park Community Activity Center.
You know, it's a long day, but we are here hoping that people can show up.
Volunteers packed boxes and continued their pleas for more donations. Robena hopes churches and schools will step up and help.
The children are the future, and those children are our future. Whatever we do today, however we empower them, they'll be able to do the same tomorrow.
The food is all being stored in the old Circuit City store in Brooklyn Center. The city owns the space and is donating it to the group. Robena hopes to ship the containers out at the end of March, where they will begin an 11-week journey to Africa.